The second thing to put in consideration to make the best out of your sponsorships is understanding that when you sponsor, you are renting the reputation of the brand that you sponsor. For example, I take a look at let me use a popular example. So DefEst Lagos has a reputation because over the past years, they've actually been able to export excellent engineers, excellent tech people outside the country, within the country, brilliant people. And like, I want to sponsor these people because of their reputation. Sometimes too, reputations may not be relevant over the years. But the point is that when you want to sponsor, take a look at the reputation of the people you're sponsoring. Because when you sponsor, automatically, like you said, you are renting reputation for that particular time. It's a partnership, and so you want to make due diligence. You want to research on who these people are, so that you don't put your brand at risk of being dragged for sponsoring an event, a conference that the people behind the conference are not trustworthy. I think an example would be that as a particular community that was driven for teenagers in tech, and they were looking for sponsorship, and they got sponsorship, right? At the end of the day, the sponsors, also know that the event organizers took all their money and they actually ran away, like a scam-based conference in a way, so that paid tickets, everybody just ran away and they couldn't find them. Although they found them later and they were arrested. But the point is that we want to do due diligence on the reputation of those we are going to sponsor. Yeah, event organizers or even brands that are not serious with their lives. And so we don't want to sponsor people like that. So we may not entirely know 100%, but we need to try our best to make research. So if you receive, let me give you a very rare example. So last year, there's so many blockchain campus communities in Nigeria. You know, there is blockchain UNN, there is blockchain is it? OAU, yeah. There's blockchain apps, there's blockchain everywhere, some communities. So we sponsored a particular blockchain campus. And then the other campus had about it and then sent their own requests for their conference. I read through the entire proposal. It did not make sense to me because they were basically just copying and pasting other people's events. I had to go through their social media and saw that what their two organizers of that particular community, their track record over social media were not encouraging. One of them had issues. He ran a training program, but not deliver as expected. There's so many drags. So there was too many controversies around the founders of the community. So it did not make sense to sponsor them because there's a doubt in their reputation. So the entire point in this number two is that understand that when you sponsor, you're renting reputation for the brand at that point in time. So due diligence is important. Who are you giving the money to? What have they done in the past? That's why it's difficult for most companies to sponsor first-time event organizers. That is why every organizers need to first do something on their own first to have track record. So even if it means using your own finance to run the event, to build a certain level of traction before you go and seek sponsorship, you can do that because many companies are skeptical about giving money to first-time conferences unless the organizers have done something before. But if it's a new community, they are new founders, it can be difficult to earn that respect to give money. So yes, do your proper, due diligence on the people asking for money because your reputation also would definitely also affect you. It also goes like it's a two-way street as well. So even event organizers also need to be careful about receiving money from brands. So it's not all the money you collect. Also know who's giving me this money. What are their reputations? All of those are also very, very important.